Hello, boys and girls. Greg from the Scary Spirits Podcast, here to make you another cocktail. This week's cocktail is the Devilish Delight, and as always, is the featured cocktail in today's episode. First, we're going to pack a highball glass with ice. Then we're going to take our shaker with no ice. To that, we're going to add vodka. Ooh, I'm almost out. 30 milliliters. 30 milliliters. Which is about 1 ounce. Alright, out of vodka. Amaretto liqueur. 30 milliliters. Almost out of Di Serono as well. Cranberry juice. I am using diet cranberry juice. Of course, because I'm healthy. 30 milliliters. Milliliters. And I haven't even had the cocktail yet. Finally, orange juice. 10 milliliters. Roughly 1/4 ounce. Then we dry shake without ice. Then we pour over ice in our highball glass. Wow. Maybe my highball glass is a little large. I don't know. There you have it. The Devilish Delight. It is delightful. Yeah. Has your vitamin C in it as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. See ya.
Family money. On the surface, it sure seems like a good deal. But dig a little deeper, like in this week's episode of the Scary Spirits Podcast, Eye of the Devil, and you might be a little horrified at what you find. I guess it all boils down to not only what you're willing to do for the cash, but also what you're willing to commit future generations to do. Maybe you're thinking dying to satisfy the old gods is worth the trade. But how long until they demand another sacrifice? Having money is definitely better than not having money. But are you really ready to roll the dice on the grape harvest at the family vineyard? Seems mighty risky to me. Cheers!
Welcome to the Scary Spirits Podcast. Please be advised that the presenters may use adult language and or discuss adult situations. This podcast is not intended for younger listeners or those that may be easily offended. So, if you're ready, let's go.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm Greg,
Hi, everyone. I'm Karen.
and welcome to the Scary Spirits Podcast, the podcast that combines the two very different but highly compatible worlds of scary films and alcoholic spirits.
I don't even think you looked at that, did you?
I did not.
Look at you go. What could possibly go wrong?
Indeed. How are you, Karen?
I'm doing great. How are you, Greg?
I'm good. I was focusing on speaking into my microphone, Karen.
It only took 250 episodes to get you to do that. Well, somewhere around there, I'm guessing.
249, Karen. 249.
Well, there you go. See,
so close. So close. All right, Karen, was this film your choice? Was it?
It was.
And what film have you chosen for us this week?
I chose The Eye of the Devil from 1966.
Any reason you chose this film, Karen?
Well, it stars Sharon Tate, who was born on January 24th. And if you listen to the podcast in order, this one will come out on January 28th.
Any idea how old Miss Tate would have been?
I don't even know how old she was in the film. So, no, I don't know.
She would have been 83 years old. 83, Karen. We were looking for 83. All right, do we have a cocktail to enjoy while we discuss this film from way, way back in 1966?
We do.
Go on.
Well, it doesn't really have much to do with the film, but it's okay. It's called The Devilish Delight. Although I would say there is some delight. No one seems all that upset about sacrificing themselves to the devil, if that's even what they're doing, but it's tasty.
Thank you and good night. Karen just ruined the whole thing. Spoilers, boys and girls.
That's not a spoiler.
How would one make this cocktail?
Well, Greg, this is a very interesting cocktail to make.
Is it?
You're going to need 1 ounce of vodka, 1 ounce. Well, okay, you want me to 30 mils of vodka.
That's what I did. I used 30 mils of vodka.
30 mils of amaretto, 30 mils of cranberry juice, 10 mils of orange juice, and 190 mils of ice. How'd you measure that?
My measuring glass has milliliters on it.
You just pushed the ice in there?
Oh, the ice.
How do you?
I think I used too much ice, Karen. Either that or I need a smaller glass.
I think maybe I did too. But you're going to pack the ice into the glass. So I just packed.
Or maybe I didn't use enough ice. I don't know.
You're going to add all the ingredients to the shaker and dry shake without ice. And then pour into the glass over the ice, which then becomes, according to this, revitalizing. Mine kind of blew up in my shaker. I went a little too hard, I think. It popped the top off and dripped it all over the floor. I was not happy.
There's nothing carbonated in it, Karen.
I know, but I don't know what it was.
All right.
Maybe the air just built up in there. I don't know. Anyway, you can find this at adultbar.com.au.
Australia, I believe. Or maybe it's Austria. I don't know.
I think it's Australia. Anyway,
Australia.
That's where you can find it.
Milliliters. It's actually a little more than an ounce, but
the tiniest bit.
Tiniest bit. Should we give our friends and listeners time to make their own devilish delight, Karen? It just rolls off the tongue.
You mean they want to go dry shake?
Yes.
Let them go dry shake.
Hold on. And we're back.
Yes, we are.
I hope everyone enjoyed their dry shake.
I'm
not sure it's quite as satisfying as a wet shake, but whatever.
It doesn't sound very pleasing, does it? But I've never dry shook before, so this is new to me.
There you go. I think we did once.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I think it was one of my cocktails, but...
Well, that's probably why I didn't remember it.
Yes.
Or could it be the alcohol? Who knows? There are many things that could cause memory loss.
Karen, might you have a brief synopsis for us
Oh, I have a brief one, all right.
of this film. Go on. Tell us all the story.
A French wine grower returns to Bordeaux with his wife and family to face ritual sacrifice for another bad year. It should say because of another bad year, but not for. It sounds like they're going to sacrifice to continue with a bad year, to have a bad year.
I'm not sure I even read this synopsis. I saved it, but I'm not even sure I read it. I just copied and pasted it.
It's short and sweet.
We are a match, Karen. We are a match. Once again, thank you and good night. Next week, I think, is my choice, Karen. All right, Karen, tell us everything you really enjoyed in this film from 1966.
Well, first, I want to say I'm not really that familiar with Sharon Tate, but man, is she gorgeous. She's a beautiful woman. I will say that. The camera loves her anyway. She looks gorgeous on film. I like the vibe of this film. It's kind of like a noir kind of vibe. It's got, the castle, the mystery, the sequel potential. I thought the acting was good. I loved the set. I loved the cat. I mean, the castle is just so freaking big. It's amazing to me. I don't know how you would heat that. That's where my mind went. That's going to cost a lot to heat. But the whole vibe of it, it's very Wicker Man-like. Again, we just were talking about that, I think, last week. Has that kind of pagan. It's more pagan than devil. I think the title is misleading because I don't really feel it's so much. Well, they mentioned black mass and things, so they try to make it devilish, but it's more like ancient gods.
You mentioned it once.
I know, but I felt
he's
like
not even in a pentagram. He's in some like 8-sided star-shaped thing. I don't even know what the hell it is.
It's more mythological to me, like ancient gods or something. I don't know. The boy, Christian, I don't think he speaks at all, but he's very effective in that role.
He does. He does have, I think, one line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I think it's pretty well cast. I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much, there's really good shots in it. It's kind of artsy a little bit at times. That's all I have. Do you have anything that you liked?
The very first thing I wrote was artsy, Karen, because that's in the credits. I'm like, oh, this is artsy. This is going to be artsy. I can already tell. This is going to be artsy. Next thing I wrote is, that and this. I'm not sure there's things I liked, but I did like about it. It's like you said, film noir. I wrote. Music is good in it.
It is, yes.
It's got lots of nice lighting and cinematography.
Yeah, very noir lighting with just the eyes and the face and lots of shadow work and.
So you're saying I'm being redundant, Karen? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm just.
You don't think I know the meaning of film noir?
I was just re-emphasizing what you were saying.
Okay. There's good acting, especially Donald Pleasance and David Niven. I thought they were both really good. I'm not used to seeing David Niven as like a leading man kind of thing. You know what I mean? I think I'm more used to seeing him in comedies, but I don't know. I thought he was good. It's got a small cast. You mentioned the Wicker Man. I get where you're going with that, with like the whole pagan thing and all that. But as I was watching it, I was like reminded of like Dementia 13 and even Carnival
because of the
Souls.
Style.
Yeah, I guess because of the style.
Yeah, I was talking about the story. You're talking about the style, which is true. It is very much like that. But the sacrifice for the crops and things like that make it feel Wicker Man-like to me.
Yeah,
I guess
for sure. I get that. That's all I wrote. And Sharon Tate, I'm not familiar with her work at all either. This is the first thing I've ever seen her in. Camera does love her. They didn't do her any favors, though, by filming her in the rain a few times. Something about her hair didn't look quite right at some point.
I think it was a wig or something.
Anything else you really enjoyed, Karen?
No, I liked it. Overall, I liked it. I was surprised.
I was as well. I went into it not expecting much.
Anything you did not care for, Karen?
It's slow and it's a bit rambling. Like they talk about magic. At one point, Sharon Tate turns a toad, which is probably a frog, into a dove, but that never goes anywhere. Like, what does that mean? What's happening? Why is that even in there? I don't understand it. I think you mentioned David Niven just kind of he gets the news that the crops are bad and he's just like, okay, I guess I gotta go die. Like there's no internal struggle. It felt like I would have liked them like stalking him in Paris or some, building up some suspense about it. He just kind of is resigned. Well, this is what I got to do. Just going to go and do it. Just going to leave my life, give my wife a kiss on the cheek and go get murdered at the vineyard. I don't know. It just seemed like there wasn't, you can tell they're well off, but there wasn't this sense of this sacrifice is what's benefiting him. It almost seemed like he just kept saying, "Oh, it's so the workers don't starve," but usually there's like you're packed with the devil or whatever brings you wealth and fame or whatever, and he had wealth, but it didn't seem to connect. I don't know. It wasn't emphasized somehow. It felt like he was just like, I'm going to do this so the workers, the villagers don't starve. They expect it of me. I'm going to do it. And it just seems so altruistic. I don't know. It just didn't kind of track. And the wife's character, Deborah Kerr, she was good, but sometimes she just seemed over the top a little bit. And I would have left 15 times with my kids. Seeing as soon as I saw hooded characters and someone said leave and don't come back, I would have been like, let's go. We're out. I guess it was her strong love for her husband that kept her there, but I would have protected my children, I think. I don't know. It just didn't seem to track for me. And it's a lot of choppy editing. It's a lot of kind of montages of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, which things are going on at the same time, but I'm not always a fan of that. That's all I have. Do you have anything you didn't like? It's just never explained, really. Even though they try at the end, I don't really get, I don't know. I thought The Wicker Man was a little better, a lot better, actually, in this same kind of genre.
Karen, I didn't write anything down. I didn't like.
Oh, really?
No, but I agree with pretty much everything you said. It is kind of slow. It's just that style. I think that goes along with the whole film noir thing and the choppy shots and all that stuff. I watched it at 1.25 speed. So, and even I at point thought, well, it's dragging. It felt like it was dragging.
Yeah. In the points where it was dragging, you almost felt like they could have given you more information or something. Like she gets some family information that everybody dies unexpectedly. And then for some reason she has to go to the gravesite of someone. I didn't always understand what she was doing, and I don't know if it would have edited that.
I think she was just curious.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think her friend was interested in her.
Jean-Claude.
Yes, Jean-Claude, I think
I thought that as well, yeah.
I don't know whose friend he was, hers or her husband's, but she was all in on her husband. It wasn't that, but I don't know. I felt like there were dead ends. Like, what's the aunt?
Estelle.
What's her real job? I don't know. But overall, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought the young boy, was a good actor too. I was rather impressed with him. But the coldness with which his own father just gives him up as the next generational sacrifice was a little startling.
He saved himself. He ran away. And Philippe resents him for it.
Yeah, because he didn't do his duty. And then Philippe does his duty, but also implicates that his son will do it too.
If he has to. I mean, maybe vineyards will be fine.
Maybe. It's a crapshoot because some of the people who died at 19, and obviously Philippe was older than that.
I'm not even sure what what'd you call him? Christian? I just call him Christian.
Christiana.
Christian and Sharon Tate. I don't even know how to say her character's name.
Yeah, I couldn't understand it exactly.
It's Odile.
Okay.
Odile, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Odile. I'm not even sure what
they
what
just
the
kind of
role
are
is.
there.
Who the hell are
And
they?
and
Are
they
they
just can
like,
walk in the house and they're just always around. He does mention they had hunting rights, but they're always in the house and around every corner
but Philippe seems to know who they are, and
well, yeah, and that's what I said.
like he's known them for years and years, and they're pretty young, Karen. So I'm just like wondering what is their deal?
I don't know if, like I said, they're immortals that just stay there. I don't know. They were confusing. We didn't get a good explanation about them.
And you mentioned Deborah Kerr. You said her name like you're familiar with her work, Karen.
Well, she's a famous actress from back in the day.
I guess she is, yeah.
Probably in the 50s, maybe more. I don't know.
Yeah, she was in From Here to I'm just looking at her filmography, and I mean, she was in King Solomon's Mines in 1950 and Julius Caesar, and From Here to Eternity. I think she was the female lead in From Here to Eternity. Oh, but Donna Reed is in it, Karen. And The King and I think she was the female lead in that because she won like Academy Awards for Best Actress and shit.
Well, there you go. See?
But her singing was dubbed in that film. And then I noticed her film right after this was Casino Royale 1 year later.
Hmm.
Are you familiar with that film, Karen?
It's a James Bond film, right?
It's a James Bond parody.
Oh, then no, I'm not.
Starring David Niven as James Bond.
Oh, they must be friends.
It must have been. So yeah, the way you said it, I was like, have we seen her before? So I'm like looking through her filmography and I'm like, no, we haven't watched any of those films. Some of them look like they might be horror-ish, which I guess one thing I can say I didn't like, it's not horror, really.
Well, it's not gory. That's
It's
for
not
sure.
horror.
Well, then you're saying like The Wicker Man's not horror.
I know. It's a thriller, whatever.
I think it's horror. There's human sacrifice in it.
Mystery horror film. That's how it's called on Wikipedia. So yeah, I guess it is.
It's probably folk horror too. They just could have done a better
There's
job
some folk
of
horror in there.
making it more of the horror part of it. There's very little gore.
Could have been though. If they remade it now, they would be.
Well, absolutely.
It's adapted from the 1964 novel Day of the Arrow.
It's probably a decent book.
Philip Lorraine. It probably is. It's probably more of a mystery. I'll bet.
I was thinking it would be more of the pagan rituals and stuff.
I think it'd be more of a mystery with Catherine trying to find out what the hell's going on. Just like she is in
maybe.
this kind of. All right. What kind of cocktail rating would you like to give this film, Karen?
I think it's a 3. Strong 3.
It's definitely a strong 3. It was much better than I thought it would be.
I'd never heard of it. Had you?
No.
Hmm.
It is also known as 13.
That's a better title.
It is a better title.
Yeah.
And that was what it was called in the credits at the end on the version I watched. The opening credits were Eye of the Devil, but the closing credits was 13.
I like that a lot better.
I do too.
Was the Eye of the Devil the necklace? Do you think that's what
I don't know. I guess it could have been. It did have kind of like an eyeball look to it.
There's a ritualistic necklace. I was just trying to figure out where the title came from. Did they change it for the United States or did they change it?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to look right now.
Because 13 is a much better title.
It is. The original working title was Day of the Arrow, followed by 13, which they changed shortly before shooting. So they were filming it with the plan of calling it 13.
13 has an ominous feel to it. And if you know it's a horror film, I think that's the best title out of the 3. Day of the Arrow is not bad.
So apparently it was a troubled production. And with script issues and director changes, and they did reshoots and whatnot. So
It
they
wasn't smooth
thought,
sailing.
no, they thought Eye of the Devil would be a better title reflecting its occult themes and providing a more marketable, mysterious horror hook, apparently. Yeah, so there you go. But 13 is a much better title, in my opinion. Yeah, different screenwriters, went through 3 directors. The fourth one finished it.
Wow. That's a lot.
And then they didn't really promote it at all. And then 2 years later, Sharon Tate was dead. All right, 3 cocktails. Would you like to hear a review, Karen?
I would.
Not of the time.
Oh, you couldn't find one of the time. Well,
Nope.
they didn't promote it, so there probably isn't one.
So the review I have is from 2020 when it's released on DVD or Blu-ray or some shit. But first, I have to tell you, it has a 6.1 out of 10 approval rating on IMDb, a 56 approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. What could Google users think, Karen? What do you think they think?
People who actually saw it.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
Google
say
users.
78%.
Close, Karen. 82. 82%. Review I have is from Dennis Schwartz, who I've done his reviews before. And I haven't read this. I'm just going to read the whole thing for the most part.
Why do you admit that? You should just act like you got it.
Because then, when I stumble over all the words, big
Oh.
words, people weren't surprised.
Oh, okay.
Going in blind, Karen. This is a sight
Going
reading.
in dry. You're not going in dry. You've already been drinking. So
I know shit. My devilish delight has evaporated already.
good luck with the big words.
All right. Dated November 3rd, 2020. A diabolical occult mystery story about the cruel, primitive rituals of an ancient pagan religion in a small, that's a hard word in wine, in a small wine village in the Bordeaux region of France. Look at me, France.
France.
Under the artful direction of J. Lee Thompson, the grim story is more atmospheric and gloomy than suspenseful. It's based on the 1964 novel Day of the Arrow by Philip Lorraine. It's written by Dennis Murphy and Robin Estridge. That is completed after many cuts of the controversial occult material from the previous writers. A miscast Deborah Kerr, and in parentheses he writes, the 45-year-old can't carry the film even if the only one in it who seems like a real person. Replaces Kim Novak, who was supposed to do it, but was disappointed in the role, who withdrew after a back injury and with 80% of the film completed.
Oh.
Wow. Therefore requiring many retakes. The American-born Catherine de Montefaucon, whatever, Montefaucon, I'm just going to call her Catherine, played by Deborah Kerr, lives happily in London with her French nobleman husband, Philippe.
Oh, I thought they were in Paris. Oh, well.
I did too. And 2 young children, the older adolescent Jacques, and his younger sister, Antoinette.
He's not adolescent. He looks like he's about 8.
The Marquis has not been back to his vast French vineyard since the children were born. When a messenger from Philippe's village comes to London and informs him while he attends a harp concert that he must return home because the wine crop has failed for the 3rd straight year and the locals are starving, he immediately goes home alone and leaves his dismayed wife in London. Catherine, meaning well, soon brings with her the kids to visit, even though he insisted she stay in London. I wasn't even sure why she came. He was not very unhappy to see her. He didn't what are you doing here?
She doesn't do what hardly anyone tells her to do.
She finds him as a secretive, a troubled and preoccupied man who says no one can help him and wants her to leave. It turns out the Marquis is a believer of the villagers' pagan religion and twisted beliefs in God as they follow the ancient superstitious customs of human sacrifice, no matter if it doesn't make sense to outsiders or the modern world. Under the heretical religious leader Pierre Pere Dominique, played by Donald Pleasance, the Marquis nobly complies with village customs, and the film holds no further surprises. It has Catherine as the frightened woman trying to deal with the madness she's surrounded by while trying to save her husband. Christian de Darquet plays the scary warlock, bow and arrow executioner, and his equally scary sister, what did I call her? Odelay de Marquet, played by Sharon Tate in her film debut, who 3 years later was murdered by the Manson family, in case you weren't aware, boys and girls, is always by her brother's side. The sinister Odelay impresses the kids by turning a toad into a dove and frightens the wife, who, while on the castle's high ramparts, is bewitched to think she'll fall to her death. The Countess Estelle, Philippe's, he says mother, but it's his aunt.
Yes.
Is played by Flora Robson with a blend of aloofness, sternness, and creepy despair. The black and white photography by cinematographer Irwin Hillier eerily captures the ominous flavor of the estate by showing the ancestral castle that dominates the landscape, the satanic rituals acted out in the castle by 12 men in hooded black robes, and how creepy the peasants look. The photography keeps the film engaging, but the story is only average and is only a warm-up for the great horror pick to come soon, The Wicker Man.
Ah,
Look at you, Karen.
look at me. I think they're right. I don't think it would have been as impressive in color. I think the black and white really leaned into it.
Yeah, Wicker Man came out in 73, so it was quite a bit after this.
Yeah.
Really, 7 years.
I mean, the aunt doesn't really play that much of a why is she even there? I guess she does eventually let the secret out, but other than that,
Yeah, someone's got to take care of the castle.
well, they have servants for that.
All right. Are we ready to get into it scene by scene, Karen?
After you tell us what you've chosen for next week.
Oh, was it my choice already, Karen?
It is.
The film I have chosen is from 1973, a film called The Crazies.
Okay. Is it a Hammer film?
It is not, Karen.
Oh, interesting. So why did you choose it then?
Our next episode comes out on February 4th, which just happens to be the birthday of George Romero, Karen. And this is one of his films, The Crazies.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know exactly what it's about.
Yeah, it's a film written and directed by George Romero.
Uh-oh. A passion project.
Night of the Living Dead was released in 68. This is from 73. Oh.
He had success. They let him do a passion project.
And I've not seen this, the 73 version. It has been remade, and I have seen the remake.
Oh. When was it remade? Did you see it in the theater, or you've seen it just on late night Saturday night?
I think I have like the DVD or something.
Oh.
I think my son came home with it one day. It was 2010.
Interesting.
Well, I know he had like a little Halloween party, not a party. He had a little get together with some of his buddies over here. I remember because I was chaperoning and we watched this film.
Is it rated R? Not this film, the remake. So you watched the remake. Yeah.
I don't know. Probably. I don't know, maybe not. I mean, I thought it was pretty tame.
Okay, but you haven't seen this one.
I have not.
Okay, and what drink did you choose to go along with it?
Yes, it was rated R, Karen. The drink I've chosen is a cocktail called the Crazy Coconut Cocktail.
Wow.
See what I did there, Karen?
Okay.
Worked the title in and everything.
Wow. All right. Interesting. How do we make that?
So we're going to take a half an ounce of golden rum,
What's golden rum?
Gold rum. Golden rum. Gold colored rum. We've used it before. I have some of it.
I think I just used spiced rum when
Yeah,
it called for
that's
that.
fine. Sure, go
Okay.
ahead on. That's fine. You do you. 1/2 ounce of vodka, and I'm out of vodka now. I used all my vodka. Got to buy more. 1/2 ounce coconut rum, 1/4 ounce blue curacao, and 1/4 ounce amaretto, which I am out of as well now, Karen. Thank you.
Wow.
1 ounce orange juice and 3 ounces of pineapple juice.
That's a lot of ingredients.
We're going to combine in a cocktail glass with ice and enjoy.
Oh, well, there you go.
Just pour it
Easy
into a
peasy.
cocktail glass with ice. No shaking. Just stir
No,
it up a bit.
no dry or wet shaking. Just stir it.
Nope, just stir. Apparently, it's like one of the house cocktails at the Coconut Bay Resort,
Makes sense.
which is a beach resort and spa.
In Florida?
Fort Lauderdale, Florida. There you go.
Oh, okay.
That'll be next week. We'll have our lanai drink as we talk about the crazies.
See if I know anybody in it.
In the crazies?
Yeah. Well, maybe from the remake. What is it? Is it vampires or zombies or?
Well, all I'm going to say it's George Romero, Karen. That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
I'm not going to ruin it for you. I'm going to spoil it.
All right. Well, I look forward to that.
But I think it's got all the things you like in it, though. I'm sure the original is a lot like this sequel I watched. All right, are you ready to get into Eye of the Devil,
Let's do it.
also known as 13?
Our preferred title.
All right, where did you watch this film, Karen?
I watched it on YouTube.
I did as well. We'll see if we watch the same version.
Well, it'll be easy to tell if we did.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. So I have a feeling we did.
It is available on Amazon Prime to rent. And apparently it is rated 13 plus for smoking and violence on Amazon Prime. I don't really remember much smoking. Film opens and we have an artsy montage with an arrow point and credits.
Yeah, it looks like it's short snippets of scenes from the film.
Because I recognized them later.
Although I never saw a burning cross
Oh, I did. I made note of it.
in the film.
Yes.
Not in, all right.
It was
I
there
must-
for quite a minute, quite a while.
Well, maybe I made note of it and I didn't remember, but
And first thing I wrote is a train station in France, question mark.
I thought I thought he arrived in Paris. I thought there was a sign. But there's a man on a train going somewhere.
And then we cut to a party at David Niven's place. That's what I called him.
Well, the guy
Philippe's.
gets off the train, gets in a cab. He's going somewhere. And then, yes, we're at a fancy party where there's a harpist about to play.
Yes. Harp player plays his harp. And David Niven, who we learn is Philippe, gets called away. And he meets the man we saw on the train, Karen.
So at this point in the movie, I had no sound.
I didn't either, Karen. I was hoping
Okay.
you could tell me what the man told the Philippe.
And the young boy, their child, is mesmerized by the harp music that I can't hear. So I don't know.
And then I thought maybe if like it was cut out because it's copyrighted music or some shit.
I don't know, but I had to skip ahead originally to make sure the sound
did
was going to
too.
come back on, and it
I
does.
checked to be sure it came back on rather quickly, and it did.
Yeah, but so we get the general gist. It's just I would have liked to hear the music because the kid is memorized.
And I would like to hear what the old
Mesmerized.
man said to Philippe.
True. But we understand that he says that the crops have failed and he has to leave.
Do we?
Yeah, he does it at some point. He tells the wife.
So I wrote no sound. Boy very interested in the harp player. Man says something to Philippe. I said, hope it isn't important because I can't hear it.
Yeah.
I wrote Philippe seems upset though. And he sits
Sort
at his
of.
desk. He sits at his desk and draws a line through his family crest question mark.
Yeah, he's doodling is what I wrote, and then you see what he does.
His wife comes in to check on him. Then the sound comes back, and we see that the line he has drawn through his family crest is actually an arrow.
And his crest is a bird.
There's a problem with the vineyards. Philippe tells Catherine he would prefer she not come.
Yeah, there's a problem. They're failing. And he says he has to go back and she wants to come with him. And he says, oh, they resent outsiders. And she's appalled by that because I think she thinks she's not an outsider, but he doesn't know how long we'll be away. And she says, oh, if it's a long time, please send for us. And then we cut to children at breakfast.
Morning breakfast with the family, I wrote. Son wants to know if he can go with Philippe. He says no. He ignores him for a minute.
Yeah, like he doesn't even hear him.
Then we see Philippe driving in his.
Well, wait, okay, this is minor, but so the kids are fussing at breakfast. He's like shooting food at her through a straw or something, the brother at the sister or something. And then I think the little girl's name is Antoinette.
Well, this is where we learn it is Antoinette.
And then he says he's the soul of France and that he must be free, and that's why he's attacking her.
Hello, boys and girls. You know, doing a podcast can be thirsty work. Lucky for you, we have all our drink recipes on our website, scaryspirits.com. And if you want to see how each drink is made, hit up our YouTube channel, Scary Spirits Podcast, and watch me play bartender. I show you how to make every themed drink. Now, back to the show.
But anyway, to let you know a little about Marie Antoinette. She was the Queen of France from 1774 up until the fall of the monarchy in 1792, and her subsequent execution during the French Revolution. She was the wife of King Louis XIV and the daughter of Habsburg ruler Maria Theresa and Holy Roman Emperor Francis I. She was one of the central figures during the French Revolution. She was from Austria, the penultimate child and youngest daughter. She married Louis when he was the Dauphin of France in 1770 at the age of 14. And then in 1774, so when she was 18, her husband ascended to the throne as king and she became queen. As queen, she became increasingly a target of criticism by opponents of the domestic and foreign policies of Louis XIV and those opposed to the monarchy in general. They accused her of being profligate, promiscuous, having illegitimate children, and harboring sympathies for France's perceived enemies, including her native Austria. She was blamed for the country's financial crisis because of her lavish spending and her opposition to social and financial reforms. But if you dig a little further, she was kind of a scapegoat because she became a significant scapegoat during the French Revolution, blamed for France's financial woes, aristocratic excess, and national problems, despite the underlying causes being far deeper, systemic issues predating her lavish spending being exaggerated, and her foreign origin making her an easy target for revolutionaries. She was discredited a lot. They just said a lot of things about her that weren't true, but stuck because winners write the history. She was a young girl, probably used to lavish spending, but that was not the only reason the French government or the French monarchy was taken down. That's all I got.
Right. Then we see Philippe driving in his fancy sports car convertible.
That he does.
I guess he arrives at his house.
Bellac? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, something like that.
It's impressive.
A policeman alerts his superior that the Marquis has arrived. Everyone's staring. Everyone's waiting for the Marquis to come, apparently. Then I wrote the aunt is not interested in seeing him, apparently. Tells the maid, don't let him in here.
And she appears to live there full time.
Then I wrote, we see a priest with a talisman, question mark.
Yes, it's some kind of necklace.
Yeah, Marquis Philippe picks it up.
And there's a big fat book it's on. And this is in the house. The priest is in the house.
Yes. Then we see Catherine, Philippe's wife, playing Scrabble back at home with Jean-Claude, I believe.
Yes. So let's talk about Scrabble. I love Scrabble. A lot of people don't like it. I like it.
I like it.
Scrabble's history begins with architect Alfred Mosher Butts. He had a tough childhood, who invented the word game in 1931 during the Great Depression. First as lexico, then crisscross words, analyzing letter frequency from newspapers to set tile values. After James Brunot tweaked the rules and name in 1948, sales boomed after Macy's president discovered it in 1952, turning it into a global phenomenon sold by Hasbro in North America and Mattel internationally. So let's see. That's probably all you need to know. It's very popular.
It's very, very popular with the children, Karen.
Well, and adults too. While they're playing,
the little boy comes down, Jack. I wrote, he's sleepwalking, question mark?
yeah, he's like in a trance or something.
He wants a motor car to see his papa. Mom gives him a toy car and sends him back to bed. Then we see Catherine and the kids driving in their convertible.
Yeah, but are we supposed to think that he is somehow affected by what's going on? Because she says he's never sleepwalked before. Is it something to do with what's going on at the vineyard? Again, just a dead end kind of thing. It doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Then we see Catherine and the kids driving in their convertible. Maid alerts the priest that the wife has arrived with the children. And I wrote, everyone seems very uptight.
Yeah, they didn't want that to happen.
And then I wrote lots of doves, Karen, lots of doves.
Yeah, I thought they were pigeons at
courtyard.
first.
Then staff come out to meet her. They tell her Philippe is not there. He won't return until later that evening. Then an archer shoots a dove.
And it falls right in front of her, right?
Yeah. And then later, we see Estelle talking and calls him a wicked boy.
Wait. Oh, the kid, Christian, who
and says his sister ain't much better.
Yeah, who shot the dove. You hear the sound of the arrow. That was pretty cool.
Aunt Estelle tells Catherine this.
Yes, because Catherine doesn't seem to know who these people are.
Then Estelle tells her maid not to let Catherine in her room anymore. She didn't want to see her anymore.
Yeah, she seems to be harboring lots of secrets.
Then we see Catherine getting ready for bed. She sees who she thinks is the Marquis arrive, Philippe.
On horseback.
She goes down to welcome him, but she is told by staff that he did not arrive. And then Catherine sees a light go out in one of the towers. She goes to investigate.
Well, this is the first. There's a lot of gaslighting in this film, and this is the first
gaslighting.
We didn't hear anyone. No one came, and she saw them. But I was confused about
this film reminds me of the gaslight now that you mentioned it.
But she was putting on these huge pearls. I didn't know. I was like, oh, she's getting ready for bed. No, I guess not. I don't know. It was weird.
I thought she was taking them off.
Oh, maybe. But I thought she was putting them on. But anyway, she sees two people arrive on horseback, but everybody tells her nobody arrived.
But then she sees Christian and his sister carrying the dead dove. They bring it to a room full of people in cloaks, and I wrote there's lots of candles. They seem to have some ceremony.
Yeah, they're all hooded figures. So I thought right there, if I saw that, I'm taking my kids and leaving. It's just, it's so bizarre. And yet she leaves the children alone after that.
True.
I would have had both of them in the room with me. I was like, I don't know. The mothering instincts didn't seem to be strong in this film.
And then Catherine is told by one of the workers or whatever, tells her to take her children and leave and never come back.
She just sees a man in the shadows who she doesn't know, and he just says, leave this valley and never come back.
Isn't it the guy who we saw meet with Philippe at the beginning? Was it that guy?
No, it was the father.
Oh.
She says it later. She says that's who warned her to leave.
True. Yep.
It was Philippe's father.
And then we see young Jack, and he says he wants to stay there forever.
Yes, so he's strongly affected by the house, which they imply Philippe is too. There's something that draws him there. He likes to be like he's involved, and the little kid is starting to feel the same way, which could have been done a lot. There could have been a lot more there, but it doesn't really go anywhere.
Philippe arrives. Catherine tells him about what she saw in the tower. Philippe says it's just a bunch of local superstition and not to pay any attention to it.
Well, first he says you didn't see that, but then he just poo-poos her and says, don't worry about it.
And we see Philippe and Catherine getting ready for bed. Philippe talks about his
And they're twin
responsibilities.
beds.
Yes. Well, duh. He talks about his responsibilities, but he cannot share what they are. Philippe wants Catherine to take the kids and leave in the morning. He lets her stay, but tells her not to question him about anything anymore.
Yeah, and she wants to help him, but you can't help me.
So then we see Aunt Estelle and Philippe talking. The aunt thinks all the men in the family are mad. She tries to get Philippe to take Catherine and the kids away. And I wrote there must be some sort of family curse. See, I'm catching on quick here.
Yep.
Then I wrote the kids meet Sharon Tate because I didn't know what else to call her.
Kids are, yeah, playing outside.
And I wrote, she's wearing the same amulet we saw earlier. Jack looks at it. Sharon asks if they believe in magic. She tells Jack to look at something on a lily pad in the water feature there outside the castle. Because it's not a lake, it's like a water feature. And I wrote, it's a toad. And she turns it from a toad into a dove. It flies away. And I wrote, it's not actually a bad effect.
Not terrible.
Not terrible.
But we don't get any explanation as to why they did it.
But she talks about dove and the rain, and it starts raining. Catherine arrives. She's not happy that Christian killed the dove.
Yeah, okay, so where is Catherine going? That she keeps coming back.
I don't know.
And her kids are unsupervised, playing around, which, if it's your family home, it's not like you'd be watching your kids 100% of the time, but that place looks dangerous, just in general. And
They got staff there to take care of the kids.
But nobody's around. And if I had seen hooded figures in the basement, I don't think I'd be leaving my kids alone to play. I don't know. It just didn't track for me. Especially she doesn't like the two siblings and they're always around. And I would just want to make sure that,
Well, didn't you get me an activity book about summoning demons, Karen?
But you're not a child, Greg. And that's an excellent book. I don't know what your problem is.
Christian says that his
Keep
sister
learning.
created a white dove from a toad.
Yes, that was his line. What's your problem? We replaced the dove we shot. Get over
Then
it.
the rain stops.
Just like the girl said it would.
Then
Which again, I don't understand what that meant either.
Catherine and the kids walk away. Christian pulls an arrow and takes aim at Catherine.
Yeah, she doesn't.
He turns around.
He doesn't like how she's talking to him because she's like, you're not allowed to shoot anything anymore. Don't come near us. She's just kind of rude to him. Of course, he did shoot a dove right in front of her, so.
Back at the house, Catherine complains about Christian and his sister. She talks about him aiming at her with the arrow. Philippe says, oh, they were just kidding. They were just joking around.
She's like, well, what if something happened and he shot me or one of the kids? And Philippe says, he's too good for that. That wouldn't happen.
He assures her that they are both harmless, Christian and his sister. Philippe tells her to believe it or leave. And then he breaks a glass in his hand and he bleeds.
He seems to be in sort of a trance-like state too at this point because he's like, believe it, believe it, believe it. And then believe it or leave. And then he smashes the glass and gets a big cut on his hand that never bothers him again.
Then we see Catherine preparing for bed again. She sees the light in the tower, goes to investigate again, sees Philippe sitting in what appears to be a church, I wrote. The priest catches her. He tries to get her to go away.
Go to bed. Doesn't he say, go to bed, my child, like a child?
Says, they've not produced fruit in 3 years. If it weren't for Philippe's generosity, the townspeople would have gone hungry. Priest tells her not to concern herself with the traditions of the locals.
He says, they might seem strange to outsiders, but they should be respected.
Then we cut to Jack walking on the castle ledges.
Okay, so wait, is this where Philippe is praying? And she's like, what the heck? Why is Philippe praying? And the priest is like, why do you question a man who's praying? And she's like, Philippe's not religious, but I don't know if that's where this is or another time. But yeah, the kids are now playing on, they called it a parapet, which I didn't know what that was. So I had to look it up. But the parapet is a low protective wall extending above a roof line, balcony, or bridge edge, serving as a fall barrier, hiding rooftop equipment, and protecting the roof's edge from weather, with functions rooted in historic defense, but now essential for modern building safety and aesthetics. But it's what he's actually on is it is a parapet, but he's on top of it where he could fall over the side. Yes. He's walking on it like a balance beam.
And I was taken back to my childhood, Karen, as I was watching this.
From your castle days on the parapet?
No. I had relatives that lived in Detroit, Michigan, in a 2-family house, and they lived on the top floor, and they had a big kind of balcony thing.
My grandparents had that, yeah. Above the porch of the other one?
Yes. Yeah. I used to get up on the railing and walk around it. And my cousins just thought that was the coolest thing ever. They tried to get me to do it all the time.
Notice they didn't do it. But
boys will be boys, Karen. So Jack's walking the castle ledges. Sharon Tate watches. She's up there too. Catherine arrives.
Yeah, both of the kids are up there. The mother is nowhere to be found, and she's yelling at the sister. If the sister wasn't there, the kids would have been up there by themselves.
Well, do you think the kids went up there by themselves? You don't think they were led?
Oh, maybe, I guess.
Come on. Catherine arrives and yells for him to get off the ledge. She runs up there, tells the children to go downstairs at once. She confronts Sharon Tate. She tells Sharon Tate she doesn't want her seeing the kids anymore. But then Catherine begins to feel dizzy, Karen.
I think Sharon Tate's doing something to her, hypnotizing her.
Sharon reflects the light from the amulet and hypnotizes her. Sharon draws Catherine towards the edge of the parapet, Karen. Catherine comes very close to the ledge. Then we see
her
Christian
lake stocking. She has lace stocking. Yes, which snaps her out of it. So does he save her?
I guess.
Because the sister, Sharon Tate's character, is saying, just a little closer, grab my hand. And she's leading her off the edge.
Yes.
And then the brother plays some sort of horn instrument and kind of snaps her out of it. So I don't know if he saved her or what.
But then we cut to Philippe whipping Sharon.
Who appears to kind of like it.
I was like, I wrote, she seems like she likes it.
Yeah, she doesn't seem too upset by it.
Sharon tells him he is mad just like all the men in his family. The priest watches. Philippe leaves. Priest tells Sharon he told her to frighten her, not kill her. So I guess priest put Sharon up to frightening Catherine. Catherine and Philip in their bedroom. She still trusts Philip. He does not mean her any harm.
Yes, and he says, I could kill her for what she tried to do to you.
They seem very much in love. I will throughout the whole thing.
Yes.
Then Jean-Claude arrives, Karen.
Because she telephoned him. And Philippe's not happy about that either. It's like,
says he cannot see him. He asks Catherine to make excuses for him.
I have to go to the vineyards. I don't want to see him. Well, doesn't not want to. Can't.
Catherine shows Jean-Claude around the place. Lots of paintings of men in the family. In one of the paintings, we see 12 men in robes dancing around a 13th, Karen. Philippe goes to examine the vineyard. It looks pretty good at first, but then when you pick some fruit, I'm like, yeah, it don't look so good.
Yeah, there were some grapes, but then there were
lots of good grapes, but they
were like shriveling up.
Shriveling up grapes.
And there's a lot of like singular artistic shots of the villagers just standing in the vineyards.
So then we see Christian riding a white horse through the vineyards, Karen.
Yes. Cuts quite the figure.
And with his blonde hair and black leather.
What's wrong with that?
Bow and arrow. And he's probably got blue eyes, too.
They did look stunning, even in
icy,
black and white.
Kind of icy.
Even in black and white, they were icy.
Jean-Claude finds the 22 heads of the family. Oh, they go to the library.
Jean-Claude finds 22 heads. That would have been a much more horrific film. He finds the 22 heads of the family.
Jean-Claude and Catherine go to the library.
Because it sounds like Jean-Claude was friends with Philippe back in the day and had spent some time at the castle. Because he's like, I think there's some history, like family trees or genealogy in the library. Let's go there. And they do.
And Jean-Claude finds that 22 heads of the family have died in quote unquote mysterious, or what police would term mysterious ways.
Yes.
Cut to Philippe and Christian riding through the vineyards. Cut to Jean-Claude, tries to convince Catherine that she is in danger, and perhaps Jack too. Antoinette's fine.
Right. We don't give a crap about her. And I said, I think Jean-Claude likes Catherine.
Catherine tells Jean-Claude to leave. She will be fine. Catherine walks out of the library and finds Sharon Tate sitting there waiting for Christian. Catherine asks where the grave of Philippe's father is. And Sharon tells her in a very polite way.
Yeah, she just tells her. There's no, it doesn't even feel like animosity or anything.
Like even refers to her as my lady or whatever.
Yeah.
What's a marquee? Did you look up what a marquee is?
I think we talked about that before.
Okay. Well, listen to all our past episodes, boys and girls,
to find out what it is.
Marquee. So then we see Catherine riding through the woods.
I was impressed she knew how to ride.
She finds a crypt.
Right where the sister said it would be.
Philippe and Christian arrive back at the house, or the castle. They are told that Catherine went to the crypt because Philippe says he saw her. Catherine enters the crypt. I wrote, is there the word demon carved behind?
That's what I said too. Was it something else? I mean, it says, and it's in like 70s script. Like, it doesn't look ancient.
It looks like there's more that is
like
concealed by
demonology
or
demon something. But yeah, it was strange. I agree.
So then she finds a carving of 12 men dancing around another. And then she reads an inscription. I wrote something about dancing. I don't know.
In French, right?
Yeah, but she reads it out loud. She leaves the crypt and her horse is gone. Then she sees robed figures surrounding her. She runs away.
This is very, what movie? Not Dementia 13, the other one.
Carnival of Souls.
This is very Carnival of Souls, I felt like. Now that you've mentioned it, she's surrounded. It's very choppy. She's dizzy. Like it's very artsy, but you can feel them closing in on her.
Robed figures close in on her. She tries to get away, apparently inside a thorn bush, question mark.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't a good way out.
Whatever. So then we cut to Catherine in bed. Her hand is bandaged. Philippe is there with her. Philippe pours her some medicine prescribed by the doctor, Karen.
Yeah, and I can't tell if he was
shot glass.
More gaslighting here. She was gaslit after the parapet episode, and then now she's being gaslit again about what she saw and didn't see. But yeah, some lovely liquid that would make you sleep through the whole. I want to know what it is. I want some of that.
Well, we find out, Karen.
Yes, but not the recipe for it. Just what it is.
Catherine begs Philip to come home with her. She can help him. He tells her that she cannot. Catherine falls asleep.
Because he drugged her, yeah.
Philippe says goodbye to her. I wrote, Catherine has nightmares. Sharon Tate driving with the children. Christian and the dog.
Erratically, yeah.
Here I wrote burning cross. This is the first time we see it.
Oh, that's cross is burning. Yes, okay.
This is the first time. Hooded figures, and she lies in the forest.
Yes. So do you think she saw that or is she just dreaming? She's just dreaming,
She's
right?
dreaming, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Catherine wakes up and her hand is no longer bandaged,
Yes, she's fine. She's fine.
but the phone is dead and the door is
Yes.
padlocked. All the windows and doors are locked.
I noticed the lighting here, the eyeball lighting.
Yes. She tries to get someone to open the door. She knocks and knocks and knocks.
Everything is locked. The windows, the doors.
She grabs a fire poker and tries to breaking the chains, Karen. The
I was
Dawkins
like, I
song.
was like, that's not going to work. And bam! I was like, wow, she got
She
it.
does.
But it's the window she opens.
She breaks the chains around her to the window. Light comes streaming in. She uses a mirror to signal for help, question mark.
Yeah, to
Aunt
the
Estelle
aunt.
sees it, but pretends she doesn't.
She's playing a game with the two kids, but I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah, at first I thought it was backgammon, but then no, it's not.
No, it's a dice game. It's
It's like
almost
an
like
early
sorry.
game of sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what I thought.
It's like sorry.
Estelle pretends she does not see the reflection. Estelle sends her maid to go to Catherine's room at once, though. She does not alert the children. Next, I wrote, Catherine wakes up to hear children, question mark.
That's what I thought.
The phone works. All the shutters are open.
And the lights work, which
There's fresh flowers in her room.
so more gaslighting.
Doctor arrives. He tells Catherine she was given belladonna, but he did not prescribe it.
No,
He has
It's
not
an-
been there. He didn't know anything about what's going on.
it's a narcotic, which causes states of a trance or sleep or religious ecstasy, in case that's your thing.
I'm on board for all of that, Karen.
Sign me up.
I wrote, they are cleansed. Person who drinks belladonna is prepared for some religious pilgrimage, question mark. They
Or
are
sacrament.
cleansed.
So I was like, so are they preparing her? Because that's what it seemed like. The
That's the
person
way he made it sound.
he said is cleansed and prepared.
Yes.
And so I thought, oh, okay, this is taking a turn, but no.
And then she asked about the people outside, the voices, what we hear, who I thought were children. Doctor tells her that the people, the townsfolk, are celebrating the 13 days. He calls it some French thing. Doctor tells her it's just a country fair.
It's like a religious
Country
Sort of.
fair.
festival
Like
parade.
beers for Jesus, Karen.
Yes, that's sorta, yeah.
But there's a parade, and I wrote, apparently they're carrying around what appears to be a religious statue. Is that some saint or something?
I didn't know what it was, but it looked like what they do in Italy or something, where they carry this, like from The Godfather, where they have those processions with the saints and the flags, and it's a much smaller version than The Godfather.
Kind of like
but
Bachfest, Karen,
sure.
in downtown Cincinnati. Doctor tells her it's just a silly tradition, a country fair again. Catherine goes into town. Everyone looks at her. She enters the church.
Yeah, really looks at her, like turns around and look. Everybody's staring at her.
Philippe kneels at the altar before the priest. I think you speak French? You know French, Karen? Because it
I
seems
do
like
not.
you couldn't tell if he's speaking Latin or French. Which was it? Did you know, Karen?
He was speaking Latin.
Oh, he was. So do you know what he was saying? Can you tell us something
No.
about what he was saying? Oh, okay.
No.
Priest tells Philippe to proceed in peace. That's not what he says. He says it in French, but that's what it means. Philippe sees Catherine. Priest repeatedly says, proceed in peace. Philippe leaves the church, followed by his aunt and the children. Townspeople follow. It almost looks like a funeral.
Yeah. Well, I think it kind of is.
Except
Now
he's a
that you
dead
say
man
that, I think
walking.
everybody was in black, weren't they?
They were, and like
Yeah.
wearing a veil and
Yeah.
whatever. I think
So it
Aunt
was.
wearing a veil.
Yeah.
The man we saw earlier at the very beginning of the film helps Catherine out of the church.
The messenger. Yes.
Yes. The hooded people arrive. They circle Philip and sway back and forth. They don't really circle him, but he's standing at the door of the church and they form half a circle around him and sway back and forth. Jack goes to Philip. Philippe picks up Jack and welcomes the folk to the fair.
And he kisses his son
He does. And then Estelle screams.
because she knows what that means.
Back at the castle, Estelle tells Catherine that Philippe's father ran away and was not drowned. He is still alive and he lives in the tower. Philippe goes to see Estelle. She tells Philippe that she told Catherine. Philippe does not consider his father one of the men of the family, but Jack is.
Yes.
Estelle begs him to spare his son. Philippe commands the maid to bring Jack to him. So here I'm thinking, are they going to kill the kid? Is
Yeah,
that what they're going to do? All right, that's what I was thinking. They're going to kill the kid.
They just need some male to die for this.
Catherine goes to see Philippe's father. She knocks on the door. It opens. He lets her in. Then we see Jack with his father and the priest reciting something. Is he speaking Latin again here, Karen?
I don't remember.
Philippe's father talks to Catherine about the 12 dancers.
I was laughing when you see them. I got a role in a movie. I'm hooded person number 4 because they don't say anything. You never see their faces. They're all just hooded.
But Philippe's father tells Catherine about the 12 dancers, compares it to the 12 apostles and Jesus, and many religions have stories about it, just like they all do. All have the same stories.
Yeah, the 13th one is the living God, but they're not Christian.
The uninvited guest, I've heard too. The song by Marillion called "The Uninvited Guest" says he's the 13th at the table, the uninvited guest.
The priest is pagan, and this place is a fortress of heresy, which I thought was fun.
He mentions, he says it was a black mass that she witnessed. He says there has to be a sacrifice for the vineyards.
It says the earth has to have a sacrifice. There has to be blood back to the earth.
And Philippe elected to die when he kissed his son. Dun, dun, dun.
The kiss of peace. Yes. And they're going back and forth, but she's going to go to the police, she says, and she runs out.
Yep. Catherine says she's going to the police. She runs out and, oh, look, the inspector's already there.
Right there waiting for her. So do they know that the father is alive? Because why was he there waiting for her?
I guess.
But it's all secretive.
Doctor's there as well, Karen.
Because he's been hiding out there the whole time. Yes, the doctor is there.
And he says that Catherine was thrown from a horse. And
yes, more gaslighting. Yeah.
Priest tells Catherine Philippe wants to see her. He takes her to him. Sharon and Christian are in the room as well. Catherine asks about the children. He tells her they are safe in Estelle's apartment, and she must stay locked up there as well to keep herself safe. Catherine calls them all mad. Philippe is willing to sacrifice himself for the village and his faith. Catherine tries to get Philippe to leave. Philippe says it is their belief in something that makes the moment divine, ?
She's begging him. She's really trying hard to get him to leave.
Philippe leaves the room. Priest tells Christian it's time. Like Christian is in like some kind of trance or some shit, and the priest waves his hand over his eyes and says it's time. Christian and Sharon leave the room. They lock Catherine in. Robed figures on horseback, as well as Philippe, Christian, and the priest. Christian rides his white horse. All the rest of them are on dark horses.
And they follow, yes.
Montage of men on horseback: Jack, Catherine, and Estelle. Catherine takes a bench and breaks the window. The messenger comes in and sees what she is doing.
Oh, so she's locked in her room.
Yeah.
And then
he unlocks it, opens the door, and when he does that, she runs out and locks him in.
It was a good distraction.
She gets in her car, but it won't start. And then the drawbridge rises, Karen. I want a drawbridge.
Yeah, the drawbridge was cool.
Montage again. Catherine tries to get Philippe's father to help.
Because she says, you snuck back in the house because the drawbridge is up. She can't get out. So she says, you snuck in here secretly. Tell me how you did it. But in the meantime, the horses are going into the woods while she's doing all of this. So they have to be a good mile away, at least. But anyway.
Yeah. Catherine Yeah, so Catherine, she's on the ground floor of the castle, runs up to Philippe's father.
Right.
Then she runs down.
Through
She
the,
ends up in the catacomb. She runs all the way down
yep.
through and takes a tunnel in the catacombs to get outside the castle. See Philippe and the robed men, Christian and the priest in the woods. Catherine runs through the woods. The men aren't riding very quick, Karen. They're just
But
trotting
still,
along.
that would have taken her at least, they had a 20-minute head start on her for sure.
Then we see Philippe in a depression in the woods. I was wondering where they were going to go, what kind of special thing they were going to do. At
Yes,
first, I thought they were just going to tie him up to a big old tree, but no, he's in a depression in the woods.
yes, they're all around the rim.
Probably an actual ancient burial site or some shit.
Maybe.
Surrounded by the robed men, he is wearing a white pirate shirt.
Pirate shirt,
Philippe.
yeah. He's just standing there ready to do it. It's impressive.
Christian draws an arrow, and we assume Christian shoots Philippe with the arrow because Catherine arrives just in time to see it and she screams. And Jack hears his mother's screams. So must be pretty close to the castle. So then they bring the body of Philippe back to the castle on
They kind of
horseback.
parade him through, yeah.
Yep. Townsfolk all pay their respects, standing in the vineyard,
Creepily.
just like they were earlier, like children of the corn.
Yes.
But all the men take their hats off and whatnot. Estelle and Jack watch the procession arrive through a window. Then we see Jean-Claude reading the newspaper about the accident that killed Philippe. Catherine tells him she will never come back there again.
So did he stay that whole
guess.
time, or did he leave and now he's back?
I guess he stayed. I don't know.
But she
Then we
would have
see-
gotten him to help her, so he must have just come back when he heard.
Well, it was only like a day later. It went pretty
Well,
quick.
That's true.
Then we see Jean-Claude, Catherine, Estelle, Jack, and his sister Antoinette leaving in the rain. Jack says he has to go back for his watch. And I said,
This will be interesting.
So then he runs back and he meets the priest, and the priest pretty much says the same thing to him that he said to Philippe. Like, did you think I would forget and whatever, you know? And priest says, I know you wouldn't because you're here, whatever. And Jack kisses the amulet and then runs back to the car. Christian watches them drive away from the castle. Sharon does as well from the edge of the woods.
But why does he do that? What's the benefit? What does he get for that? Is it just a death sentence? It's very strange without
Don't know.
it's sacrifice
Yeah, I
without
don't know
reward.
what the benefit is, but yeah, the end.
He lies to his mother and says he found the watch.
And then I wrote in the credits, it says 13 as the title. All right. What did you enjoy your devilish delight, Karen?
Yeah, I don't know why it's called that. It's delicious.
Well,
It's
duh.
it's Lanai-ish in a
Wouldst
way.
thou like to live deliciously, Karen?
Well, I guess there you go. But it doesn't feel like a devilish drink. It's not red or it's pink. It's good though.
It is good. Not much to it though. Like my glass was only half full.
Yeah, you could have doubled it.
Well, no, I couldn't because I did not have enough liquor, Karen.
Well,
I
in the
used all I
future,
had.
you can double it.
Yes. Anything we learned today, Karen?
We learned about a parapet, Scrabble, and Marie Antoinette.
And Belladonna. You told us a little about Belladonna.
I didn't tell you anything about it.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. You said, didn't you? I didn't. I just said I would like some. But I didn't tell you anything about
Well,
it.
you said what it does. You told us what it did to you.
Oh, well, that's what the doctor said it did.
Oh. Okay.
Assuming he's correct.
I made a Dawkins reference and a Marillion reference.
There you go.
God, if only I could work in some Iron Maiden. Give me
Been a
minute, and
while.
I'll come up with
Yeah,
something.
come on.
All right. Anyone you need to thank this week, Karen?
We need to thank our listener for putting up with us. There's a lot of podcasts out there. Thank you for spending time with us. What about you, Greg? Who do you need to thank?
Karen, I feel like I was on my best behavior this week. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe in previous episodes, yes.
It's just just general note. It's not a commentary on your behavior.
I need to, of course, thank the band Verse 13 for providing all the music in the Scary Spirits podcast.
Music definitely makes the podcast better.
How about that NFL, Karen? Football, am I right?
Please drink responsibly.
Indeed.
Hey, it's Karen, and I'm here to talk to you about getting social with us. Did you know you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Scary Spirits Podcast? Or check out our website, scaryspirits.com. If you have something to say, email us at info@scaryspirits.com. And as always, thanks so much for listening. Please drink responsibly.